Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Ryan, thank you for being here. This would be a general tarot reading for who you may be dealing with and what they're up to. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel, Untitled Tarot, she's review as well. And of course, I will go ahead and leave the timestamps in the description box if you want to kind of bounce around and cross-reference. So let's begin. Hello Aries, let's see what's going on. Oh, okay. So right away, there definitely is some sort of connection here between the two of you, making itself present or known. Oof. Goodness gracious. I haven't heard that expression in a while. Oof. Yeah, there's something going on here. Reminds me of that meme. All right, a little bit more and then I'll jump into this. Goodness. Okay, and there's the two of you, clearly. All right, so Aries, jumping into this, what they do show me that there is some sort of, I will say it feels as if they are energetically holding themselves back from you. And this is very interesting for me to kind of say this because there definitely is some sort of relationship, commitment, or marriage in place between the two of you. But ultimately, they're not too sure exactly where they're at with their feelings and their emotions towards you. It seems and feels like they don't know if they want to be more open or receptive with you or kind of more closed off and reserved and guarded. There's a little bit of a back and forth energy here. I feel like more so they are trying to kind of find their footing and their balance with the relationship, with the connection, with the romance, with literally the two of you regarding this commitment. I do see as well, they are wanting to kind of create the sense of equality, fairness between the two of you. At the same time, though, I'm a little curious myself as to what's going on because for them, it seems like a little bit of resistance to this. And I kind of feel like because it might be the circumstances or just where they're at emotionally speaking, they do accept and they understand this. So I feel like they are wanting to lean into this. But again, there's this energy of acceptance, but then kind of having to reestablish in a sense for themselves personally where they truly stand emotionally speaking when it comes to the two of you. They're having, I feel like, realizations upon realizations here, not only about themselves, but about the connection, the relationship with the two of you. And ultimately, I kind of feel like even though there is this energy as well about whatever this is they're discovering or finding out about the connection, there is something that they're not truly 100% saying. There's something they're kind of keeping to themselves, and they're not too sure exactly what to do about it in the meantime. Yeah, and so whatever that is definitely got some deep pain attached to it. I feel like for them, they're just, geez, they're in a difficult position. They're in a difficult position. I kind of feel like for them, even though this is more a matter of romance and love and the connection, they're also showing me that something financially is very difficult for them. And I don't exactly know what this is. I kind of feel like money might be playing a role in this connection. They're trying to keep it cool. They're trying to remain grounded. They're not, in a sense, trying to lose their shit. At the same time, it's them trying to balance the romance, the connection with the investments and the money and the finances and the career. That's what's getting to them a little bit. And they are having this realization that there is some sort of energetic split within themselves about this. And it seems and feels like whatever this connection or relationship is, or possibly even the financial situation for them personally, something is taking them in a new direction that it's almost, it's unexpected for them. At the same time, they know they have to kind of work with the circumstances and kind of just move with the flow or move with the current of how things are kind of moving forward with the two of you. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a juggle. There's a juggle. I don't exactly know if there's a third party energy in this or not. I kind of feel like there may be, but, and as I say that, there's the Three of Cups. So yes, there's a third party energy in this. So either interference, I don't exactly know what that means. Yeah, with the Ace of Cups on top of the deck. So there's a third party energy here. Not too sure who's who, but whatever the, again, with this initial energy was of someone keeping something secret, it's someone on the side, unfortunately. And whatever this energy is, they are torn with their focus here. They're kind of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. They're kind of showing me that one is in a sense temptation, and the other one is more so loving and nurturing. But they themselves are, like I said, are split here. And what's fascinating is they're moving forward on the right path that they're supposed to be on. And so whatever this third party energy is between the two of you, so that means there's definitely some sort of commitment relationship. There's also some sort of connection, more than a connection on the side. And that's where they're kind of like, oh, I got myself in a bit of a bind. So of course, if you are dealing with anyone, which you clearly are, possibly dealing with two people here, Aries, whether you know it or not, you could be dealing with a fire sign, a water sign, or an earth sign. Hello, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on. I just had the thought of what happens if we just start turning that light on, just to see when we start filming what kind of shocking events happen. You never know when lightning's gonna strike. Right. That's pretty crystal clear there, Sagittarius, with whoever you're dealing with. That is very crystal clear. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see, a little bit more and then I'll jump into this. I feel it. I feel it. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. Jumping into this, they're all eyes. They are all eyes and all ears, Sagittarius. Whoever this is you're dealing with, they're asking about. They're intently waiting on something, and I kind of feel like whatever this is, they are tiptoeing around or tiptoeing moving forward with. It seems like there's a slow, steady, gradual process to them kind of like trying to figure out and find out how to get exactly what they want. What's interesting about this is they do get what they want. At the same time, they also do show me that them getting what they want isn't necessarily the greatest thing. They're saying something is very much so making them happy and fulfilled. At the same time, great, now what? Now what are you gonna have to do? It's the equivalent of like, let's just say, I just bought a new car I want. Guess what? Now I have to make those giant monthly payments. Gotta do what I gotta do. They're showing me that they have a lot to kind of do. They have a lot to manage and be responsible for, as well as take care of. They have to kind of shift some things around, but ultimately, whatever this is that they're taking care of, they're kind of like doing it with like a bit of irritation. There may have been possibly as well some sort of financial loss or difficulty along the way, but ultimately things are definitely turning around for them, energetically speaking. There's a lot of happiness here, but at the same time, there's also a lot of personal conflict. I don't know if this is something going on between the two of you or something regarding their own situation, but ultimately it's an energy of there's highs, there's, let's just say there's high energies and then there's low energies. You know, all different types of vibes, but whatever this internal conflict or difficulty or struggle is, it has kind of pushed them back from the situation to really kind of figure out like what is truly going on here. So even though there's all these highs and lows with this, they're trying to, in a sense, find the middle ground. It's not an energy of finding the high ground, because I feel like they're trying to find the high ground by getting through this, but finding the middle ground in that middle kind of path and balance of the situation. Ultimately, with whatever they are discovering about the circumstances, they are leaning into this, and so there is this bit of transitional period of acceptance they're going through, which they do show up very sharp and clear about. I feel like for them, things are making sense. More and more sense. Oh, okay. A little bit more and I'll jump back into it. Oh, goodness gracious. That one more. Okay, I asked for one, they asked for two. Oh my gosh. What is that about? What is that about? Is there someone on the side or is there not someone on the side? The theme of third parties here. Love triangles and love squares. They're showing up sharp and clear only because they know they have some sort of decision here to make regarding commitment, whether it be between the two of you romantically or whether it be, some sort of personal, life path or choice or career for themselves. I feel like it is romantic though. They show me that they're making their decision, they're making their choice, but they're sitting with their choice. They're wanting to see how things progress and move forward between the two of you. What I find very fascinating about this is it almost seems and feels like they're acknowledging or addressing this connection, relationship, or commitment, marriage possibly, between the two of you in incremental steps. They're showing me they're trying to kind of control themselves and hold themselves back, or in a sense, contain themselves. At the same time, this energy of, I'm going to say it, there's a battle of temptation and emotional yearning. There's a difference here. There's one is like I'm attracted to someone, I'm trying to hold myself back. At the same time, emotionally speaking, there just feels like there's something off or something missing. They're a little bit internally conflicted is what I'm saying. There is a genuine connection between the two of you showing up. At the same time, they're ultimately saying, yes, there is a connection here of some sort, but do I truly want to be committed in a serious relationship with them? They are choosing, yes, to be committed with you. Don't let anybody twist your arm, Crosswatcher. But they're ultimately kind of saying maybe there's a new passionate start or beginning. So it's they're kind of choosing here what they want. But of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a fire sign, an air sign, a water sign, and that is all. Hello, Leo. Let's see what's going on. All right. Isn't that a song? You just want attention, you don't want my heart. Maybe that's a song. Can't think of who sings it.
Yeah, it sounds like one, but I can't remember.
Leo's probably like, what the are you talking about? Talking about the previous reading. Does someone want someone's attention just for the sake of getting their attention, or does someone want, their heart and their emotions and true commitment? A little bit more and then I'll jump into this. Who's just playing games? And there you are, Leo. Hopefully you're not playing games. Okay. So jumping into this, Leo, what they show me right away, they're not too sure exactly what they emotionally want. I feel like they are considering their options and their possibilities, but I do see that there is quite a contemplation, or what's that called? Yeah, there is a contemplation process they're going through. I feel like for them, it's an overall energy of like gathering ideas and information, but more so for, how do I say this? It's not necessary for inspiration. It could possibly be, but I feel like whoever this person is that you're asking about, they're looking at everything that's out there for the sake of trying to kind of like come up with their own, how do I say this? They're trying to come up with their own type of vision. It's kind of like saying, well, I saw a green car, a red car, and a black car. Now I want to build some sort of car that's all three colors at the same time. That just as a, you know, kind of cheap example. They have something here they want to move forward with, which seems as if things are actually picking up for them, but I don't exactly know what that means, because it almost seems, it feels like they're having to kind of stay on top of this. There may be some sort of communication or contact between the two of you. About possibly some sort of financial opportunity. So they weren't too sure exactly whether or not maybe they want to bring this to you, offer this to you, because I do see two people here. And what's fascinating about this energy is financial opportunity first, and then there is definitely some sort of new love and emotions for you, Leo. It's kind of like saying, here's a business deal. Well, I didn't expect to have emotions and feelings for Leo all of a sudden. Interesting. Okay, so business or pleasure, possibly both, but business first. They're playing it cool. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, what goes up must come down, huh? Excuse me. Oh yeah, there's a couple people here, Leo. There's a couple people here you're dealing with. This could be your friend group, social setting, social scenes. Yeah, there's a group here. There's a group of people. Whatever this new love or emotions or feelings for, I do feel like it's for you, Leo. At the same time, they're kind of, it's interesting because they kind of show me that whatever this love is, I feel like it is in a sense for the financial opportunity, but I kind of feel like it's interesting. It's between money and between you. And it's like, well, which one do you have emotions and feelings for? It's kind of saying, well, I have strong emotions and feelings and love for someone, but it's only because of what they provide financially. Or is it they have strong emotions and feelings for them because of who they are? They're showing me that they still strongly believe that something kind of happened between possibly the two of you, or between possibly if this is a job offer or opportunity. I don't exactly know. They're showing me it's like fingers crossed that everything's going to work out great with everyone, the whole group, the whole gang in a sense. But at the same time, even though they show me 1 minute there's so much happiness, so much excitement about this, they also show me a split second like, I'm just over it, I don't care anymore. Just as fast as that energy builds up is as fast as it kind of leaves. That's kind of like what I will sometimes refer to as the puppy dog energy. I have a big old crush on someone. I like this person. I feel all these emotions for them. And it's kind of like it was just a small in passing emotional energy that was just heightened by whatever circumstances added up to it. They're showing me they don't care. They want to try something new, completely different for themselves. So it's like scratch all that energy, scratch that financial opportunity. They feel like they're coming up with their own idea here, possibly for the sake of more stability, more security, possibly a foundation, or maybe living situation, which they do show up quite confident about and in. But ultimately, they present themselves this way, and then a second later, there's something here they're processing and kind of like reflecting on, and I feel like it's everything. They're sitting with themselves, and the longer they sit with themselves and kind of sort through their emotions and their thoughts, they're not happy. They feel like something was a major loss or disappointment or upset, whether it be loss of a friend, loss of a love interest. I don't exactly know which one is which. But of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a fire sign, an earth sign, an air sign. No water. No water. Hello, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on. All right. Goodness gracious. A little bit more, and then I'll jump into this. Okay, Aquarius. I see what you're showing me and who you're showing me, but at the same time, yeah, you're asking about both. You're asking about both, but today I kind of feel like you're going to find out a little bit about someone a little bit more closer to home. Whoever this is that you're asking about is definitely someone you are in a relationship or marriage with. There's definitely a commitment between the two of you. I don't exactly know what is exactly going on with them, but they're kind of showing me that there's something regarding the two of you romantically with this connection they're not too sure about. I don't exactly myself know what this is about because I kind of feel like for them, they don't know where actually things are headed. They don't. I feel in one sense they are having some sort of realization or breakthrough when it comes to how they view or perceive the connection with the two of you. But ultimately, for some reason, they're choosing to kind of be real cold about this. Real, and I mean real cold about this. They're showing me this energy of like sternness, reservedness. They are trying to make improvements and figure something out. But if I'm being completely bluntly honest here, they're trying to make the best out of the situation. I don't exactly know what that is or what that means. It's like, are you having a good time? It's like, yeah, I'm having a good time. Why don't I feel it? Like, well, I'm actually working on that. It's like, what do you mean you're working on that? And I feel like there's so much going on between the two of you as well as your circumstances that in a sense, yes, they are making the best out of it, but they're also trying to, geez Louise, that's kind of like the simplest to the point way I can put it is they're trying to make the best out of it. And that does sound very harsh and kind of savage for me to be like, they don't know how to kind of bring those emotions back to the relationship or back to the connection. That's what they're trying to work on, is to bring back that emotional energy, whether it's the excitement, whether it's the enjoyment, whether it's the pleasure of just being committed or being in a relationship, or possibly because of the situation, the circumstances, whether this be financial or a living situation. I feel like it's a little bit of both and all the above. They're showing me everything here. They're showing me that they are taken back by the situation because they're discovering something about the two of you romantically, but they're also trying to kind of like readjust their mindset and their perspective towards a living situation, the job, the work, the career, possibly if there are children and kids involved, everything. They're definitely trying to, in a sense, get a grip on the situation, the circumstances, and ultimately, as they do, they're like, you know what? As soon as they feel like they got control of this thing or control of themselves, they're right back in that same, spot or initial start of this, emotionally not knowing where they're at. And so it's like around the merry-go-round we go. Nothing wrong with it. It's just. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. Possibly a pattern or a theme here. Oh my goodness gracious. They don't. That is difficult. They're being very non-specific. Why are they so difficult? Ooh. Okay, Aquarius, buckle up for this one. Buckle up for this one, unfortunately. This overall energy, I'm not too sure if there is a third-party energy here, but I kind of feel like there is. I feel like there is. And I feel like that's what's kind of emotionally confusing for them. There's a third-party energy here. They're not too sure whether or not they want to be fully stay committed or in a relationship or marriage with you or not. Because this overall energy of trying to contain themselves and get a grip on things, and there are mixed emotions and feelings, it's because of someone else. It's because of someone else, and ultimately they find them attractive, they find them alluring, temptation. There is this overall energy of leaning into this and accepting things, and they're kind of like, they're not too sure exactly what they want to do regarding the circumstances. They're choosing to press the pause button, hold on, stay put. They're staying right where they're at because they feel like financially things aren't necessarily the greatest, even though it does seem and feel like they are 100% on board with how things are moving forward regarding the situation between the two of you. They're ultimately saying, I'm considering my plans for the future. And unfortunately, this is a, what does he call that? A lover's quarrel? I'm looking at divorce here, Aquarius, is what I'm saying. I'm looking at divorce. They realize as well that, you know, something's just not working out, unfortunately. So, of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a fire sign, a water sign, an air sign. And that is all. Hello, Gemini. Let's see what's going on. I don't know why I just had that thought. Let's see what's going on. Like when someone asks you, is like, is there someone else on the side? And you're like, there's no one else on this side except my other side personality. I'm dealing with myself. It's a different me. It's my twin. It's my evil twin. Let me think of the whole Jekyll and Hyde thing. Who are you talking to? Myself. A little bit more and then I'll jump into this, Gemini. Okay. Goodness gracious. All right. Right away, they're showing up energetically. How do I say this? I'm not going to say they're showing up energetically depleted fully, because they do have a strong desire to continue moving forward with some type of endeavor that they just cannot get off their mind. Even though there's a heavy contemplation here as to exactly what to do, this could be regarding their job, career, money, finances, investments. I don't exactly know. They're ultimately saying things are very difficult right now, and they're trying to consider their avenues, which direction to kind of take. They're ultimately considering, you know, this way, that way, that way, this way. What do I truly want? They're sitting with themselves a little bit longer to kind of address those emotions with those feelings, and ultimately, I feel as if there's something here that is building up emotional momentum. So they do have some sort of strong new emotions and feelings of love regarding something of an option here, a possibility for them. But ultimately, they're saying that because of this emotional love, they feel as if they're carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders with them. They're having to take care of their responsibilities, their endeavors, but ultimately they are. At the same time, they're kind of like waiting for some sort of form of stability, possibly a living situation here. It does feel like it's there. At the same time, there's so much confusion surrounding this. So I don't know if the two of you are dealing with each other directly or in close proximity to one another or what's going on, but it seems and feels like what they're waiting for with foundation and stability, they get that, but then emotionally and mentally, now they're kind of throwing themselves for a bit of a tailspin here. And ultimately, when it comes to the confusion between this love and the confusion of thinking this thing through, they're saying something's got to change. Something's got to change. Yeah, and so like I was saying, there's that realization of the emotions being weighed out with the mind and the thoughts. And they're ultimately, unfortunately, saying that the way things are going, whether it's between the two of you or whether this is some sort of personal endeavor with them, they're saying something intuitively just has to end. Something's got to be over with. Something's got to, you know, it's already run its course. They just want to be done with things. They're saying it's just best. Oh, goodness gracious. What is that about? A little bit more. Back into that. Okay. Interesting. They feel by closing out whatever this is, whether it's something between the two of you or whether it's something for themselves, they feel like this being done with and over with has gained them some sort of amount of control or confidence. It's like a little bit of, how do I say this? It feels as if it's like a little bit of an ego boost. Not necessarily, but it feels like something is kind of going in their favor. They're getting some type of accomplishment or success or possibly recognition from this. But that's what I'm not quite fully 100% understanding, because there is some type of relationship, commitment, or marriage between the two of you. This could be a family matter as well, but I'm not really feeling that. I'm feeling that this is a commitment. I don't know what that's about. It feels as if they're finishing up something for themselves, but then they're going through the emotional and mental responses as if they are upset or possibly triggered as to what they're kind of like walking themselves into with the two of you. It's the equivalent of, I just did something great at work today. Now I'm coming home and I have to deal with the relationship, with the commitment of the marriage. Because there definitely is some sort of train of thought here regarding what they've accomplished and done for themselves, with the consideration of what to talk about and communicate with you regarding what needs to change between the two of you. Whether this is financial or whether this is romantic, I feel like it's more so romantic. But whatever these changes are that they are making, or possibly the two of you are making together, they're showing up in a very stern, cold, kind of logical mindset and perspective. And even though they don't exactly know where these changes are going to lead things with the two of you, they're kind of going along for the ride and saying, you know what, I'll accept whatever will be. Okay. So, of course, if you are dealing with anyone, we could be dealing with a water sign, an air sign, a fire sign, or an earth sign. They're all here. Hello, Libra. Let's see what's going on. Like Libra. I think they answer that into what videos where like someone says something that's kind of like airhead, like bruh. All right, let's see. I'm gonna say maybe they're calling you bruh, Libra. Well, I just made the joke, but I'm not talking about me. I'm not dealing with anybody. This is definitely someone you're dealing with directly. I mean directly. Don't bro me unless you know me. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. What do we got going on here? Ready for the drama? Ready for the news? Oh my gosh. Not so fast there, Tiger. Not so fast there. One more. Actually, one more after that. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fascinating. I kind of... Okay, we'll go with it. This sounds like a novella. This sounds like Jerry Springer a little bit. Right away, there's definitely some sort of contact, communication, or discussion here between the two of you regarding a relationship, commitment, or marriage. I don't exactly know what this open talk or discussion is about, but ultimately what they're saying is something about the two of us needs to change, and they're kind of like being very, how do I say this? The talk, the discussion. They know something needs to change. At the same time, there is a little bit of resistance and denial to it. That's what's fascinating. They're trying, I kind of feel like both of you are trying to figure out what to do regarding the connection, but whatever is being decided, it almost, I'm not going to say this is like their decision or your decision, but I kind of feel like it's a little bit of both, because there is the, you know, your side, their side, and then overall what's going on between the two of you. They're showing me that whatever has been decided with the two of you, excuse me, has definitely caused quite a bit of confusion on their end, as well as heartbreak, split up, pain, could possibly be divorce, don't exactly know. But overall, with this realization of the difficulty and the emotional difficulty as well, they are deeply hurt by this, but they're also fighting themselves to understand why. They understand why. They come to that conclusion and they do find their answer. So something is definitely brought out in the open, and there is something here being cleared up regarding the air between the two of you. But ultimately, The realization, the truth, and the breakthrough of whatever's going on here specifically is bringing up problems and issues that they're saying that there is just too many problems and issues. So many problems and issues, I just no longer give a shit. This is where it gets Jerry Springer. There's something that they're reminiscing about the past, more specifically someone that they find very attractive and alluring and tempting. That's another connection that they're running to. So this is kind of like a rebound. This is clearly someone that they know, they have a history with, and they're like, yeah, because shit's going on with me in Libra, I'm going to go distract myself with someone else, unfortunately. And there's the passion to go with it. Unfortunately, got to be the bare bad news here. There's the passion, which they're loving. This just kind of sounds like, you know, keep it to yourself, but it is what it is. This is like a side piece. Like I'll just be open and honest with it. This is a side piece. This is like, oh man, a mistress. I got so much shit going on at home. I can't deal with it. I'm so overwhelmed. Blah 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 blah. Let me kind of like spiel all my shit onto you, so that we can, you know, do our thing, have our fun, and I can kind of be okay. And it's like, sorry, Libra, it is what it is. Ooh, and I feel like that's you. I feel like that's you. Yeah, they move a little bit. Oh, jeez. A snake. I mean, they move unless you're, you know, unless you're okay and it's understandable and the dynamic between the two of you is, let's just say, open. This is what's fascinating. This is clearly you. Once again, they present themselves as like, you know, the macho person in charge. They're kind of like, well, whatever fling that was between them and them, things are, you know, clearly whatever. I'm not going to say done with because I don't feel like it is. It was like, thank you and goodbye for now. Because moving forward, they still, fingers crossed, are hoping to make things work out with you somehow. But ultimately, they're kind of like, well, let me just kind of go back to work. Well, Libra's by my side. Libra's there. Let me kind of consider, though, ultimately, I don't emotionally know what I want. I'm guarded towards Libra, but I know I'm in this situation or this difficult bind, having to figure out how to make it. Okay, so of course, if you are dealing with anyone, goodness, could be dealing with a fire sign, an air sign. Yeah, and that is all. Hello, Cancer. Let's see what's going on. You ever been in just complete shock or disbelief, Cancer? I feel like that's me today. All right, let's see. Oh, there you are on top of the deck, so maybe. Huh. Okay. Oh, what is this about? Clearly between you and someone. Oh wow, between you and someone and someone. I don't know what that's about, but we'll see. A couple more and then I'll get into this. Oh geez, and maybe someone else as well, goodness. There we go. All right, Cancer, you're dealing with some people here. I'm gonna try and narrow this down to who you're dealing with more so directly. There's definitely something going on between you and someone. I don't exactly know what this is about, but it's a mix between fire and ice, and it's creating steam, or more so a wall of steam between the two of you. Not in a positive way either. It's an energy of you don't want to cross that line. It's an energy of whatever is going on between the two of you. They are showing up very, very guarded with you, yet at the same time, they can't help but try and figure something out regarding the dynamic with the two of you, and so they're kind of taken back by the situation. They're saying, they don't know if they want to continue things moving forward, but they're trying to figure this out at all costs. the more they sit with the energy of what's taking place between the two of you, the more they learn about it. The more they learn about you, the more they learn about themselves, and ultimately they're learning about the circumstances, and they're saying, I got to decide what I want to do here. And even though they're making that decision to move forward with this, it almost seems, it feels like they need even a moment to sit with themselves and process their own decision here. But ultimately, it kind of feels like they're taking their sweet time even communicating or saying anything to you about this. What I do find fascinating is there seems to be some sort of passion here. Kind of like whether someone's letting someone know how they feel, what they think of them, how they find them attractive. I don't exactly know. But at the same time, it's like trying to figure out how to have things move forward and progress. And that's ultimately what their mindset and their perspective is progression. They want some sort of movement here. But even though there is this mindset perspective of maybe it's just best to kind of like get it out in the open, say it, feel it, you know, whatever. There's quite a bit of contemplation here of like, maybe just to let this go. And that's what I find fascinating. It kind of has the energy of there's that attraction there between them and you, but they're also kind of like saying, maybe I just need to drop this. It's like, okay. What? Ooh, that's pretty crystal clear. I do appreciate it, Crosswatcher. Scratch the temptation, scratch that off the board. They're moving forward from this, and there's definitely, it's interesting. That's kind of funny. I find it humorous. There's communication between the two of you, but it almost seems and feels like they're just kind of trying to poke the bear, just for the sake of getting like someone ruffled up. I feel like in one sense they're wanting to make things right and balanced and fair and equal and clear the air between the two of you. They're willing to kind of make those changes. But there's also the energy of like creating some sort of conflict between the two of you for the sake of trying to get the conversation rolling, for the sake of like making things right just to be done with it. It's like saying, I haven't talked to you in a year, and now I'm going to start a fight with you to get a response or a reaction or a rise out of you. Great, now the conversation's going. Now let's talk about this. Okay, now let's clear the air. Okay, now cool. Now we can put that behind us and move forward. Tactics. Clever, yes, because that's ultimately what's showing up. Clever. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone, because you clearly are, you could be dealing with a fire sign, an air sign, an earth sign, or a water sign. They're all here. Hello, Scorpio. Let's see what's going on. Scorpio, if you listen to, I believe, yesterday's All Signs video in Taurus, in Taurus's readings, I did mention you as well as your energy in Taurus's reading yesterday. You will hear what happens to the net when it touches the light. All right, let's see what's going on. It's hard to miss. Just for entertainment purposes. A little bit more, then I'll jump into this. Gee, goodness gracious. Okay, one more. Oh my goodness. Ain't that something? Okay. Jumping into this, Scorpio. Excuse me. Drink responsibly. Jumping into this, they're considering what they want. I'm not too sure exactly what is going on regarding their considerations and their options, but there definitely is some sort of communication or contact between the two of you about this. It seems as if whatever this consideration was, they want to kind of keep you in the loop as well as work with this, plan with this, kind of like get the conversation going to see what type of ideas start flowing between the two of you. Ultimately, it's about coming up with some sort of plan or strategy or maybe map as to what to do regarding what they want, what they're wanting to kind of pursue here. They do have some sort of vision in mind, but what's interesting about this overall vision, what's this called? They kind of present themselves as like a visionary. They like to envision what it is that they want to create. It's like, I have this grand vision, and it's kind of like they squint and they look up at the sky and they're trying to kind of, dream big in a sense. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just being a smartass. They're showing me that the longer they sit with this and visualize what they want to create for themselves, the more and more they become fulfilled and happy with it. It's like, okay, well, I see something kind of constructing itself in my mind's eye. I'm happy with it. Okay, now I need to kind of like put this into action and take that step to take care of whatever I need to. But ultimately, even though they are in the process of taking care of their responsibilities and their endeavors, they're also seeing that now that things are being cleared up and taken care of, they're taken back. And it's like, okay, well, maybe that's all it was. Maybe it's just they didn't know what they wanted to do or how to take care of things. But whatever this is that they're kind of like on pause and holding or waiting for, it seems and feels like already this whole situation has energetically drained or depleted them and kind of taxed them to the point where even though they have a desire to continue pushing forward towards whatever this endeavor or vision is, something just clearly is not working out. Something unfortunately is crumbling for them and is causing a fixation on this overall situation or circumstances. And I mean fixated. And there's the two of you. Someone is, okay. That's an interesting dynamic between the two of you, but I'm looking at 777, by the way. Is it time to play or is it not? The dynamic between the two of you is quite interesting. Either the both of you respond to the situation, the circumstances completely opposite. One person is trying to, keep their cool and stay reserved and keep their ish together. The other person is more so in their emotions, their feels. And it's kind of like saying when someone's like very strict and stern, they like things done a certain way. In a sense, kind of like type A personality and type B. One is very like on point, wants to stay driven, directed, focused. The other person's like, come on, it's not so bad. It's like, let's just kind of, if everything's going great, it's like, there's a complete kind of like bumping of heads when it comes to perspective on this. But ultimately, the dynamic between the two of you jumps in, and this is what causes confusion for them. It's like you guys aren't seeing eye to eye. You guys are on two different pages here. One's thinking logically, one's thinking emotionally, and because of this, it's kind of like, well, no, I'm not going to drop this and let this go or stop fixating on this because this is my job, this is my career, my success, my status, my image, what I've done and created for myself. And so for them, they're ultimately saying, no, this is who I am, this is what I've done, I'm going to stand up and fight for that and defend that because that ultimately is their sense and energy of love for who they are, what they've done, what they've accomplished, as well as kind of self-respect. So, of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with an earth sign, a water sign, an air sign. And that is all. Hello, Pisces. Let's see what's going on. All right. Ooh. Goodness. A couple more and then I'll jump into this. Wow, and there you are. Goodness gracious, Pisces. I don't know what that is, but one more. I'm like, am I going to call them out today or am I not going to call them out today? I don't exactly know. I don't know what's going on here, but there's something. There you are on top of the deck. So trouble in paradise theme today, Pisces. Trouble in paradise. they are showing me right away out the gate that there is something here that they are trying to kind of like be a little bit more aware of or acknowledge regarding themselves emotionally and the circumstances. I do feel like it is between the two of you. It's interesting because I don't think I've actually seen this type of energetic read before in any of my reads. I have heard about them and read them through other readers, I'll be honest. It's the equivalent saying of like, they're taking care of this and they're headed to you. Yes, actually they are. They're showing me that whatever these things are that they're working on and kind of changing around for themselves, they have this direction and this goal of moving towards you. They do. But I'm not too sure exactly what this is about. Because they do have the process of wanting to move forward, wanting to figure, it's almost like they're wanting to figure out how to approach you without approaching you. And so energetically speaking, it's kind of like they are keeping you in mind, but for them, they're not too sure exactly like what action to take. And I'm not too sure what that's about. It's the equivalent of kind of standing in the middle of the road, kind of twiddling their thumbs, not taking any action. They show me that they're making some type of move to get somehow energetically, in a sense, closer to you, but they're not actually any closer to you, if you catch my drift. They're showing me that by them focusing on moving forward, their attention is still focused on you. They understand this, they have that self-awareness, and this is what's so very emotionally disappointing and upsetting for them. But even they have the realization of like, whether it's to move towards you or whether it's to move away from you, either or, there is definitely some sort of energetic cord here that they are pretty attached to, and I'm not too sure what is going on, but unfortunately, whatever their decision is of how they're going to choose to handle this, I feel like the situation, the circumstances is breaking their heart. And I'm not too sure exactly what that's about, because they're kind of saying I have so much responsibility and so much to take care of. At the same time, on the other hand, I have so much love for Pisces. They're showing me this love for you, but they show me this love in a sense of new love, which I find very fascinating. They still strongly believe that something can kind of turn out between the two of you, but they're keeping this secret and, they're keeping it from you. They are. They're keeping it from you. And I'm not too sure exactly what that's about. I have to be honest here. It kind of feels as if things may not emotionally be great between the two of you, if great at all, if there even is anything between the two of you. But I have to be honest, I'm not too sure if this is narcissistic qualities or tendencies or whatever this is. It's the equivalent of someone saying, no, I have no emotions or feelings, I have no love for you, and then being like, yeah, right. And they just continue pursuing or pushing for it. And it's like, look at yourself in the mirror and see what your actions are. Better yet, look at yourself mentally and see what your structure and mindset and makeup and psychological order is. Because this is an energy of, they have their eyes and their sights on you, Pisces, but ultimately they're like, I don't know what to do with myself. And so they feel like, goodness gracious, what? Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're goodness, Pisces. This is narcissistic qualities. They feel like, well, if I can't get towards Pisces, maybe I can get Pisces to pay attention to me in any type of little way. They feel like Pisces, their secret plan here is to go spend some time alone to themselves, and hopefully that'll get your attention. Hopefully that'll get even your energetic eye to move in their direction. But ultimately, even though they're showing me that they somehow have gotten your attention, they're stressing out about it because there's some sort of overall picture or bigger frame here in the situation that they have all this clarity about. That's what I find very fascinating. So for some reason, there's like this, I can't move forward directly towards Pisces, but maybe I can get Pisces to look in my direction. A little tad bit of narcissistic desperation because someone's not paying attention to them. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a fire sign or an air sign or a water sign. Hello, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on. Excuse me. Excuse me. Drink responsibly. Don't drink at all. Wow. A couple more here and then I'll jump in. What are you showing me, Capricorn? Who are you asking about? Okay. Interesting. Okay, jumping into this, Capricorn, what they show me. This is interesting. It feels like karma has been served right out the gate. Karma has been served, and they're contemplating now how to have things move forward and progress in their kind of favor here. Even though it has kind of taken place, they're having to pick up the pieces to the jigsaw puzzle and try to formulate some sort of vision as to where they want to head or go now in their direction. They're showing me that they have to kind of take care of so much responsibility, so many endeavors at the same time they also are. And they're saying because of this, they're kind of like saying, I'm picking up the pieces, I just no longer care. Even though they're kind of saying, yeah, I no longer care, they're still, it's interesting because they're still kind of showing me that they feel like there is some sort of parachute here that they can kind of like lean on for support or comfort. I'm not too sure exactly what that's about, but they feel like some sort of plan or possible strategy here is kind of their saving grace. They feel like it's in a sense their Hail Mary move. And with that type of belief, I'm not too sure whether or not they are trying to formulate some sort of plan about what to do regarding these issues or these difficulties regarding either their financial position, success, status, their work or career, or what this is, or whether it's these problems and issues between who they're romantically involved in. I don't exactly know. But they're trying to figure out what needs to be done and what action needs to be taken. There could be children or kids involved in this somehow, somewhere. I'm looking at 555, by the way. Yeah, there's something going on here. Something going on. Okay, whatever this talk or discussion is regarding the problems and the issues, I feel like the problems and the issues, even though whatever has taken place between the two of you, you both show up in an energy emotionally kind of receptive to these problems and these issues, but ultimately there's like this ultimate desire for them to kind of keep moving forward because so much has been given, invested, and kind of committed to the situation, whether it be work, career, family, connection, relationship, whatever this is, business endeavor, investments, I don't exactly know. Everything they got going on, they are definitely trying to, in a sense, search for something here that feels a whole lot more emotionally comfortable. Even though there's some sort of connection, I feel like, between the two of you somehow, the past, some sort of history or something that may have taken place back then is very upsetting or disappointing to them. Very unfortunate in a sense, and this is kind of putting them cold and on guard, and they're trying to ultimately feel out where they're actually emotionally speaking, moving forward, but they're internally conflicting about this or inflicted about it. Ultimately, it's to the point where they're internally afflicted, one of those, they're affected by this in such a way where they're even finding it difficult to even want to open up and express themselves to you about what to do or what can be done in a sense. Interesting. Karma gets served, and now it's like, well, what to do now? It's like, what do you mean what to do? Yeah, they're looking for some type of reunion, some sort of event, social gathering, scene, setting. I don't exactly know what that's about. In a sense, they're trying to turn things around, energetically speaking, by getting everyone together. And I don't know what that's about, because even though they have this desire to get everyone together, they're energetically shown on the other side of that, like with their guard up and their walls up. And it's like, well, then what was the point of getting everyone together if you're just going to put up, you know, your wall and stonewall the whole situation of the whole group? I don't know what that's about. Goodness gracious. That is like some string pulling. But of course, if you are dealing with anyone you could be dealing with, an air sign, an earth sign, a fire sign, or a water sign, they're all here. Hello, Taurus. Let's see what's going on. All right. Whoa. Whoa, what is that about? A couple more and then I'll jump in. Oh, there's this energy again, Taurus. Jeez. Okay. One more. You did show me. Okay, you did show me both. Here we go again, Taurus. Round and around we go. Right away, jumping into this, they're definitely, how do I say this? Someone's revving their engine outside, maybe preparing themselves or warming things up. They're showing me, emotionally speaking, there definitely is some type of history between the two of you, emotionally speaking. There's some sort of history. So this is someone from your past, an ex, an old friend. I don't exactly know. It definitely has a romantic energy attached to it because of how they're responding to this. A lot of positive memories, a lot of good times. I feel like them kind of recalling whatever has taken place between the two of you, it puts them in a good place emotionally speaking. Very good place emotionally speaking. But at the same time, as they're realizing the depth of their love or their emotions, there is that realization and that kind of internal confliction about what to do about it now. It's an energy of, they do realize, you know, where their emotions are, how they do feel, whether it's towards you or about the connection with the two of you. And because of this confusion, they're really trying to process things internally and figure out where they're truly at. Now, I'm not too sure what's going on. You do show me that you could be dealing with multiple people here. 2 people, there could be a juggle. There could also be 3 people, but I'm not going to go that far. I kind of sense 2. Whatever is going on, the longer they sit with themselves and try and find that inner sense, that inner peace with what they're realizing, because it is definitely towards you. It's the equivalent of whoever this person is. They present themselves as very cold and kind of distant, reserved. But deep down beneath the surface, they have a lot of emotions there. They do. And there's definitely some sort of genuine connection between the two of you. At the same time, I feel as if there are some sort of problems or issues here that they may be thinking about or kind of keeping to themselves, that they kind of want to make things right between the two of you, kind of clear some sort of air. I'm not too sure what those problems or issues are, but they are definitely trying to work on things. And kind of make things very balanced and equal. But even though this energy does show up, they also show up energetically guarded at the same time. It's like, now that things have kind of been cleared up, now they want to kind of just see how things move forward and how things progress. The Don't know what that's about, but you have a very watchful eye on this connection between the two of you. I don't know what that's about. Very watchful eye. Like, who's keeping tabs on who? How many people are involved? Are they all aware of each other? What's going on here? Yeah, and as I'm talking about that, then a fourth energy shows up. So you clearly are, Taurus, asking about two different people here. Now, there may be children or kids involved in this somehow. Here we go once again with Scorpio on top of the deck, as you knew about the signs and synchronicities yesterday's through the all signs video for you. What do you know? They're taken back by the situation. They really are. I feel like they're, in a sense, sitting good, sitting pretty, as I'll sometimes say. But once again, they're trying to see how things are progressing and moving forward. And it's like, the more that they become aware of the situation, the dynamic, or the circumstances with the two of you in this connection, they're actually trying to once again refill out where their emotional standing is with you. And this is what gets really weird. They're trying to find their footing, energetically speaking, and so they are taking some time to themselves, and they are desiring to move forward either one way or another, even though they just don't exactly know where things are progressing or where things are leading with you. It almost seems and feels like for them, either one, they're getting guarded and defensive because they feel like there's someone else in the picture, like a third party or maybe fourth party, I don't know, whether this is romantic or it's a friend or some type of connection, I don't know. But they're also kind of saying, well, because of the not knowing, they're also saying, well, strictly, let's just kind of keep this business. Let's just kind of focus on work, whether this is a collaborative energy between the two of you, whether it's a friend, whether it's someone else, whether it's just them, I don't exactly know. But they're also kind of saying that there's a lot to think about. There's definitely a lot to think about as to what to do. And as I say that, yeah, they're like, you know what? I have a lot to think about, actually, including my thoughts and my emotions. I'm not too sure exactly what's going on. Yeah, there's parental figures here. And once again, Taurus, they present you in that same energy as they did yesterday. And this is what I'm like, okay, well, I'm not too sure exactly what's going on here, because once again, I'm just going to call them out for you. They're staying put because financially they're not in a great position or a great spot. But that's what they're trying to kind of like think about and assess, is whether or not they want to stay put or not. I will say that, yes, in a sense, they are on track with whatever the situation is between the two of you, or this dynamic, but ultimately, regarding the future and the future plans, that's something that's still left up in the air. And for some reason, they're kind of saying either one, it's up to you to make those plans and kind of lead, or two, it's up in the air because they don't want to actually take the lead and make those plans with you. I don't exactly know. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone you could be dealing with, as I showed you, a water sign, I mean, they're all here: air, fire, and earth. Hello, Virgo. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Since they want to literally, it's interesting, I like try to split the deck and automatically I get the energy of like they want to take their time, and then there's temperance right there as I split the deck. It's like, maybe they like to waste time. I don't know. Okay, maybe I'll waste their time. Someone's like, hey. We'll see, Virgo. We'll see how it goes. Don't punish us for them, huh? I actually agree with that. Don't take out your problems, your personal problems, on others. Hold tight, Virgo. I wondered if I was going to see it. I see it. All right, we'll jump into it now. Right away, what they show me, there definitely is something here that they have surrendered to regarding a train of thoughts of theirs. I feel like all these thoughts, they are putting them behind them. Rest assured, there's a lot of happiness and fulfillment to do that, exactly. At the same time, this is interesting. Something is done with, something is cleared up. That's completely wonderful for them. But now there's also the goal and the endeavor of moving forward and what to do next. And so they are kind of taken back by their situation and trying to look at things differently, which they are. They strongly believe in some sort of goals or plans here regarding what changes they want to make, even though they are in the process of kind of putting things together and formulating things for themselves. The more that things kind of progress and change for them, they're also saying that whatever these changes are, they feel very drastic. And so they need to kind of take some time to themselves. Whatever this taking a moment for themselves is and are, that's where the emotions begin to kind of catch up for them. I don't exactly know why there's so much disappointment, but they are trying to kind of scramble and put together some sort of plan or possibly even strategize as to what they want, what they can do, what to do now, what they truly think regarding overall some sort of vision of what they want to do for themselves. They show me that financially things may be a bit difficult or complex or tight right now, but at the same time, they're willing to guard and protect whatever they do have. So they're staying put. They are going through some sort of major transitional change or period right now, but ultimately, whatever this, in a sense, changes that they themselves are going through because of the circumstances, they're showing up pretty in control of themselves, emotionally and mentally speaking. I kind of feel like for them, whatever this eye-awakening moment is, they're feeling pretty good about themselves. And ultimately, what they're kind of saying is, after all is said and done, through this whole process or endeavor or just journey, they're just now happy and thankful to kind of take things slow, because now it kind of feels like they have a whole lot more control or grasp on the situation, the circumstances. Excuse me, whether it be between the two of you in a situation together, or whether this be a friend group or a social setting, I don't exactly know, but we'll see. No, okay, here we go. Here's where it gets complicated and complex, Virgo. Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Virgo. Hang tight. Hang tight. Oh, goodness. Yeah, goodness. Don't worry, I'm giving you a little bit of extra energy today. This is where it gets difficult. There, unfortunately, is definitely, how do I say this? I do get the kind of sense that there may be some sort of third-party energy in this. I really do. They're showing me, and I have to be honest and real about this, they're showing me on one end, there is definitely some sort of social setting or social scene or group of people. There's a little bit of temptation and lust being played out in that dynamic, but at the same time, there's also some type of commitment, relationship, or marriage in place that they're also connected to and attached to with you, Virgo. Ultimately, with whatever this interesting dynamic is, I'm not going to say that they have this type of, in a sense, attraction to you, only because they're also like, do I even want to be with Virgo anymore at this point? They've got themselves into a little bit of a bind here. They know they need to make a decision regarding commitment, whether it be between the two of you romantically, or maybe they're interested in someone at the party, or maybe this third party literal energy on the side. They want to focus on just moving forward. And it's just kind of like, let's just kind of just sweep that under the rug. Let's not focus about that. Let's not worry about that. They're trying to contemplate and figure, and this is what's interesting, they're trying to contemplate and figure out what to do regarding possibly the living situation with the two of you, ultimately, which I feel like they make a decision and they're not too sure exactly what to do regarding their decision. They don't care. They have no care about the living situation, the home life with the two of you. They're going very icy cold, unfortunately. Yet at the same time, even though they go icy cold, they are stressing the F out. Only because they know there are problems and issues here that need to be walked away from, but I kind of feel like they're choosing to stay. Yeah, they know. They deep down, they know that they're fighting this, they're resisting this. And I feel like there you are, Virgo, like, what? Yeah. There may be children and kids involved. Yeah, this is a marriage contract, some sort of agreement between the two of you. Yeah, there's someone else on the side. There's someone else on the side. There's a third party energy here. And I'm not too sure who on whose part, maybe both parts. Because of this very difficult situation, they're trying absolutely everything they can to find out as much information as they can, possibly even from this tarot reading. But ultimately, they're like, it's interesting. It's like they got wind of all this information, Virgo, from this reading. Get this. This is sometimes how tarot is used for people to kind of like flip the script and manipulate people. Heads up. They're literally listening to this reading and saying, you know what? And now I'm going to make things right with Virgo. So it's like someone got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, caught red-handed, going through all of this, and now they're kind of like, well, I guess I'll just make it work with Virgo. And it's like, you already showed me. You don't even know if you want to be committed or with Virgo anymore. You got someone else on the side you're trying to control yourself or hold yourself back from. You don't give a shit about the relationship or the living situation the two of you have together. You're going through a heartbreak because you know it and you're denying it. But yet at the same time, you want to make things right and clear the air. To each their own, Virgo. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone, they are all here. It could be any element. Goodbye.